Richard, what's the next step for you?
To get in contact with my son. Absolutely.
And people who say that you did not have a relationship with him, that you were completely out of the picture, that is incorrect, right?
That's incorrect, and I have court papers here to show that. I was paying visitation. I had to do that with my own parents, just to pay visitation to them to see my son, to take him away from the house. I rode my bicycle from Elkhart to Wookaville. I paid a taxi from Elkhart to Wookaville just to go see my son. This is one that I look at and see every day. And most of the time, when I look at it, I don't see a picture of a kid that's out there, because most of the time these cases don't end like that. Most of the time, the child is no longer with us. I'm just thankful my boy is still alive, and I'll still get a chance to see him.
Can you describe for us how you heard the news?
A friend of ours attends this Bible study. Her name is Beverly Snyder, lives up in Waterloo. I was on my way taking the wife to the doctor's office in Angola last night, and she called us on the phone telling us about the story that was on the TV. And it was just total shock for me, for my wife. And as we was going up 69, I looked over and I told the wife, because she was on the phone, somebody, I don't even remember who, because all my thoughts was going so fast. I said, my legs are actually shaking. I'm glad I was sitting down in the car when I was told. And it's a call that you don't really expect. To find out that your son's alive and that he's been relocated. God's obviously my biggest help. But when I can't reach out and grab him and hug him, he put my wife there in my life so that I'd have something tangible to hold on to. Faith is one of those things that isn't seen most of the time, but that don't mean it's not there. And I've had faith, and it's just great to see how God does work. He does work. He answers prayers.
How is the Richard Lander sitting in front of us different than the one 24 hours ago who didn't know where his son was?
Very happy and anxious. Usually I'm a happy-go-lucky guy anyway, because God gave me peace over the situation, even peace about my parents, the ones that took him. I have peace over them. I've forgiven them a long time ago. If I hadn't, it would have drove me insane by now. But seeing the support just overnight that's come in from my wife's family, the people we study together with, and friends, it's awesome. It really lets you know you're loved.
And can you tell people why that you agreed to give temporary guardianship to your parents?
Yeah, I didn't have a job. I wasn't. I guess I was too young to have a kid. I wasn't really a man yet. I hadn't got into, all right, work a job, pay bills, all this kind of stuff. I had worked before, but I was very new. Very, very new. And
how old were you when
I was
your son was born?
19. 19.
Are you gonna try to make contact with your parents?
Absolutely. If nothing else, to let them know I forgive them. Do I want them in my In my life full time now? I can't say. I can't say at this time. I will probably make some contact with him, whether through Richard or through a phone call. If I ever make it to Minnesota and I'm up there seeing him, maybe I'll drive up and see them. It's only like 8 miles apart.
Is there anything else you want to add or say before I turn the camera off?
Just to tell little Richard that I love him.
Have you talked to him yet?
No. I'm trying to get to him. I don't know how that's going to work out yet, but I'm going to talk to the investigator today, hopefully, if he gets to call me back, but he hasn't done that yet, so right now it's kind of a waiting game and I'm getting rather anxious.